Yes, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you doing? I would like to share one or two things with you. This is probably the most powerful message you will hear in your entire life. It's not compulsory you agree with me anyway. The Bible says in the book of Genesis, chapter 1, verse 1, it says, "In the beginning, God made the heavens and the earth." God made. God made. Making is a dominant feature as far as God's characteristics is concerned. Bible says God made man in his own image and he put his label on him. He breathed the breath of life in him. Bible says after God saw everything that he made, he concluded in his heart that everything was good. So making is a very serious attribute. If you see anybody making anything, please give kudos, respect to that person. Creating something out of nothing is a very major attribute of God. Somebody creates music from nowhere, a new song. There are many musicians, there are many singers. They can sing other people's songs even better than those people. But it is extraordinary, it is divine to go into the realms and bring a song, music that was non-existent. That is making. Somebody makes a product. Somebody looks at raw leather, makes a beautiful pair of shoes out of that. Unlike Nigeria, where we have crude oil, we export it, and then we go and buy gas, petroleum, PMS, that is just a tiny part of the entire crude oil at probably a higher rate than how much we sold the crude oil. That's why Nigeria needs leaders who can make. And that's the reason why so many youths are unemployed right now, because there is no government making any job available for them. You will see a tailor, a fashion designer, gets a piece of cloth and makes something beautiful out of it. That's a great attribute. So if you are somebody who makes, it is not possible for you to be jobless. In fact, look at all the billionaires in the world, the Dangotes of the world, the Mark Zuckerbergs of the world. They made something, and because they were able to make something, just the same way God made heavens and the earth, all the beautiful things, the mountains, the seas, the valleys that you can see around you were made by God. Zuckerberg made Facebook, and that has employed millions of people. It has engaged so many people. A lot of people who are supposed to be, they just sit down on Facebook browsing through. Look at Fall Down and Die. Somebody made it. What are you making? Jesus said, a thief comes not but for to steal, to kill, and to destroy. He says, but I come that you might have life and that you might have it more abundantly. Somebody who comes to steal, comes to take. Somebody who makes, comes to give. He comes to give. Somebody who comes to kill, comes to take life. Look at a doctor. Somebody could have died. A doctor comes and makes that life come back. That is supernatural. That is extraordinary. That is God's kind of character. What do you make? What do you make? Is there any product on this earth that I can find your name in it, made by Owone Koko? Is there something you can make or you make? That is the creative power of God, the creative ability of God. Look at somebody goes into a farm, puts a yam there, monitors it, puts corn there, just grains of corn there, monitors it, and the whole thing after a few weeks blossoms, and you and I can now eat. And that sustains us. That sustains billions of people on the earth. That is the power of God. Ability to make. What are you making? What is your life producing? Your life must produce something. If you are destroying, you are stealing, you are killing, you need to do a 180-degree turnaround and begin to use your gift and talents to bring things into existence, to bring life into things, to bring things that never existed and call them forth. That's the power of God. And that's one powerful nature that God has transferred to us as human beings. The creative ability, creative power of creativity. This thing was just a cotton somewhere. Somebody took it and made it into a beautiful clothing. And I get to the shop, I have to pay, I have to give value. Your life must attract value if you are a maker, just like your Father in heaven, the maker of the heavens and the earth. If there is a product you are producing, there is no way you can be poor. God made, in the beginning, God made the heavens and the earth. What are you making? What are you making? What are you making? You need to ask yourself a question. What can I make? What can I make? There are so many. Are you waiting for somebody to employ you? Once you are a maker of things, you yourself will begin to employ people. I need you to think about it. And if you can't find anything you are making, you need to pray. Father, help me discover the creative ability that is inside me so I can be relevant and so I can be a blessing. Several products. This car was made by somebody. What are you making? God bless you as you discover the creative power of God that God has put inside you. That power is inside everybody. It is inside everybody. We'll talk more about this later. God bless you and do have a blessed week ahead.